Hi. I just wanted to tap into the collective energies and see what, I guess, the way they were going to be experienced and expressed as I guess, a bit of a theme this week. Kind of wishing I hadn't, to be honest, because yeah, I couldn't slow my heart down for so long and had so much anxiety and all this just running through my body that I know is not mine. So yeah, it feels like it's going to be an intense week. I kind of had that feeling from my own state of being in the last 3, maybe 4 days. It's taken me a long time to sort of work out what happens with me. And I know I'm not the only one, so I'm sure quite a few of you watching are going to relate to it, that you will go through something, whatever it may be, that's quite intense. And then as soon as you kind of stabilize out of it and come back into balance, everyone around you starts going through it. And I believe that it's kind of like you can't guide someone down a path that you haven't walked yourself. So yeah, just keep that in mind when I say this. So you may have already gone through this, and look, this is just my interpretation of what I'm picking up that I wanted to share with you. So I guess we'll wait and see how the week unfolds. And not everybody, I'm not saying everyone's going to experience this. You may not. It may be the people around you that are. So again, just take what feels right to you, and just let everything else. So this week feels like it's very much going to be, I had written down tumultuous, but I want to change that to chaotic. It feels like all these different energies that are not so high in their vibration, colliding, doing this dance together, and turning almost into this just big ball of fear, anxiety, losing your clarity, losing your sense of direction on your path even. It's the surface insecurities are always being highlighted. This week seems to be bringing up deeply rooted insecurities, as well as the fears that we're aware of being triggered, as well as those that we're unaware of being triggered. And so when we're unaware of what is being triggered, it makes it very hard to navigate. So there might be a bit of work or a bit of exploring that needs to be done this week in some people. There's going to be a lot of misconceptions. So communication is going to be really difficult this week. I would advise that based on what I've been feeling, any important conversations that need to be had, don't do them this week if you can avoid them, or do them when you're calm, because it's a very heightened emotional state, and the mind is spinning all of these stories with that emotion, and it's quite difficult to just pull yourself out of it, especially if you don't have an opportunity to do so. You might need to be creative and just, give yourself a 5-minute bathroom break if you can lock the door, and just use it as a breathing break, not a bathroom break. Yeah, so communication is going to be difficult. Things are just going to seem very uncertain. Then you might have been feeling very sure about a lot, and then all of a sudden you're suddenly going to be feeling very unsure about everything you were sure about, is the only way I can say it. Nothing's going to seem clear, and it's going to feel like you were clear on this path, and then instead of just having, a fork in the road where you've got 1 or 2 ways to go, it's going to be like you've got 10 options in front of you, but the path gets obscured on each of them, not very far along. So you can't even really look ahead to see which looks to be the best path. And the message I'm getting with this is that it's so that you can trust your instincts. The path is obscured, so you can't use, you know, your eyes. You can't, you know, you're going to have to, and this is where it leads to, nothing is going to be clear if you take your cues from the outer world. And that, look, most of this message, to be honest, I think is going to apply all the time as a general rule. What I'm sort of saying now, rule's the wrong word, but, you know, general principle maybe, but it's being very strongly highlighted for this week, and that is to not focus on what's happening outside of you and to bring your attention within and let your internal compass navigate this for you. It will guide you on how to do it even when you can't see the way. Nothing is going to be what it seems on the surface. So the message here is to not ignore, but to see past the words, past the actions, past what is being presented to you, and read the energy of the situation. And that's how you're going to get a feel of what the truth is, because it's going to be very difficult to navigate, because it's almost like there's going to be a lot of layers trying to be placed in front of you this week, and that's going to distort your perception of what's real, I want to say, but really, what is reality? Yeah, don't let what's happening around you, because if you rely on that, it will distort your perception. So it's sort of like, I'm not saying to ignore it, because you do need to, you know, listen and keep your eyes open, but feel your way through it and trust it if you can. I know it's really hard, because sometimes it tries to navigate us in a direction that we go, oh, are you serious? This can't be right. And so then we put up that resistance for a little while until we sort of get this shove of a hand behind us that's so strong that you're just forced on that path. Like these videos. Yes, okay. The way to do this is, you know, a good technique to use anytime, but again, being highlighted, to come into the heart space and activate that divine feminine essence. And hopefully, if you're watching this, you'll know that it's got nothing to do with gender. It's not girls have the divine feminine, boys have the divine masculine. Both energies are within each person. They're within all creation. It's the two principles, electric, magnetic, energy harnessed and focused outwardly, energy drawn in, received. It's called the mother and father because both are needed for creation. And, you know, the same principle applies to make a baby. You know, you need the essence of the father and the essence of the mother to be able to create that life. And, you know, I don't want that to be a debate on anything. I'm just saying the essence of, as a principle, I hope you understand what I'm saying. So come into the heart, activate that divine feminine, those energies of the ultimate mother, who's loving, compassionate, kind, patient, tolerant, forgiving. She has boundaries, of course she does. But they're the energies that are expressed when you embody that essence. And men can express those too. Women can express, you know, logic, rational thought, harnessing their, you know, willpower and focus to outwardly to create in the world. So you see, it's quite simple. When you're in this activated heart space, that's when you hold the power to transmute all those lower vibrations. It will completely dissolve them, and then you transmute them. And as you transmute them, it expands your heart field, therefore expanding how much light and love you're able to hold, and therefore share with others and the planet and this whole process. So the words that came through was increasing the amount of love and light that your vehicle is able to hold and transmit. So I think that's a nice way to end it. I hope you're all doing well. I hope to make these a regular monthly thing. So this message, and like I said, general theme, let's just see what happens, seems to be what's going to play out from today, Monday 13th, until Sunday 19th, which is, very close to equinox, which is 21st here. So it just all seems to be fitting this theme. And you know what? Maybe it's just for me, but at the same time as I say that, I know it's not, because I've already spoken to quite a few of you that, I don't know, we just seem to be in sync on this. So yeah, perhaps you won't experience this, perhaps the people around you will, and perhaps this will just pop into your mind when someone's being particularly rude to you or particularly inconsiderate, or just expressing their own battle with these energies, especially if they're unconscious of everything that's happening at the moment. Step back, don't engage where you can. I mean, hold your boundaries firm, but, you know, try and do so compassionately, because if you've just been through it, you'll know what it's like. And I think that's what allows us to then move into that space and say, you know what, I just went through it. I know what this feels like. You know, I know you're not trying to do this on purpose. You didn't wake up this morning thinking, I'm going to just hate the world. There's something going on inside you that's causing you to feel pain. And this is how you're expressing it. So you don't have to fix them. Holding that space for them, just recognizing where they're at and not crucifying them for their behavior, is doing more than you could possibly realize. So anyway, now I'm forgetting what I've said. So if I don't speak to you beforehand, hopefully I'll do another video next Monday and just give you, again, a theme for what I'm feeling the week ahead's going to be like. So thinking of you all, massive heart hugs, and hope you have a great week. Bye.